The executive assistant is very different. This person will often have deep organizational knowledge because they've maybe been with the company for a long time, worked their way up the ladder, maybe worked in that department for a long time. They know what's going on in the department. They may know about initiatives. They may know about challenges, pain points, problems. They know what different people in the organization do in terms of roles and responsibilities. This is the type of person that may sit in on meetings and take notes, and they could even influence decisions on which vendors to go with when it comes time to pick between a few different vendors on making a purchase. This person often is very experienced and sophisticated. Like I said, they maybe have worked their way up the ladder. They are very competent and they are a gatekeeper, but by no means is this a low level position. They could often be very well paid as an executive assistant. Now, this person, because of some of the things I've just discussed, they often may be more objective in their screening, which means they definitely do not want pesky salespeople getting through and bothering an executive that they're the gatekeeper for, but they may hear you out and may make a more informed decision on who you are and whether or not they should let you through. So if you make a good case, you could get through and get good advice from this gatekeeper. Also, because of their deep level of knowledge, this gatekeeper may actually be a good resource for you to extract information. A good example of this is you get on the phone with this gatekeeper. Sure, you may still try to get around them real quickly, but once you identify that they're blocking you a little bit and that they're an executive assistant, you may try to stay on the phone with them, may treat them like a target prospect, may actually go through your cold call script with the executive assistant, ask some of your pain questions, ask some of your current state questions. This can lead to a couple things in that not only can you get good information from the gatekeeper, and that information may enable you to build your case as to why you should talk to the prospect, or build your case as to why the prospect may actually ultimately buy from you, or you may actually disqualify the prospect based on the information you gather from the gatekeeper. You may identify from the gatekeeper that what you sell they recently bought and that they're not going to make a change for another 3 to 5 years. So it doesn't even make sense for you to meet with the target prospect. And by talking with the gatekeeper and getting that information, you just decreased wasting all of your time that you would spend emailing and calling that executive. The gatekeeper also may point you to a better person to contact. You may actually have the target prospect on your list and think that's the person that you should try to get a meeting with. But in reality, for what you sell and what you're trying to do, there might be a better person. Maybe it's someone even higher in the organization, lower, or in a different role. And the executive assistant can often be the person to clearly provide you with that information. And the executive assistant, it's a much less chaotic type of environment. You know, picture an executive assistant maybe in a cube back in the department for the executive you're calling, or they may have an office. So this is a person that's busy definitely throughout the day, but you could get a few minutes of time talking to an executive assistant where it's very difficult to get that with a front desk receptionist. So when you look at these two gatekeepers, they're very different, and it's very helpful to know which one you're talking to. The front desk receptionist will typically be more of an obstacle that's difficult to get around, and you really have to work hard to get around them. The executive assistant, you could actually turn into more of an ally, more of a coach that you work with, and they could actually be helpful or part of your pursuit to try to get into the account. So definitely try to leverage the executive assistant when you can.